Everyone has also been begging for a beveled N, so let's do it. The first thing that we want to do is just box our letter up like this. We want the tops and bottoms flat, and we want all the bars to be the same width. You can even pull out a ruler when you're first getting used to it, make sure that all the bars are the same width, and we want this to be as straight and perfect as possible. The more perfect it is, the better it's going to look. Then we have to identify the ends. So really there's just two ends, this end and then this end, but we're also going to categorize this as an end and that top one as an end as well. Then we're going to put triangles on the ends, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So on this end and the bottom end over there, we want these triangles perfectly centered in the middle of the bar. But then with these triangles on the bottom here, and then on the top, these bigger triangles, we want these perfectly aligned in the center with the triangle above it or below it. And this can be a little bit tricky to get right. So what you can do, start at the triangle that's already in the middle, like this top one, and do a straight line down, and then you can figure out where the point is that needs to meet that straight line. And same thing on this side. We can do a straight line up, and then we can figure out exactly where that middle point is. Then we're going to do a straight line from this little elbow corner here to meet with that point, and then same thing on the left side. And then we're going to do a straight line that goes from that top meeting point down to the bottom meeting point. Now we've got all our lines done. It's time to color it. We're going to use a top left light source, and I'm using like this lighter blue-gray and a darker blue-gray. We're starting with the lighter color. So this top would obviously be getting hit with the light, so we fill that in with the lighter color. Then this next section has a very obvious left and right, so we're filling in the left where the light would be hitting. Then this middle section is next up, and you could say this has a top and bottom or a left and right. It's kind of tricky. I feel like this area that I'm filling in with the lighter color is way more likely to get hit with the light than the other side. But if your letter wasn't as narrow, like if it had a wider stance, then it would be the reverse of this likely. Then this next section, this vertical section, has a very obvious left and right. We're going to fill in the left with the lighter color, and then this top end would obviously get hit with the light, so we're filling that in. Now we got to grab our darker color and just fill in everywhere else. That's everywhere that's either on the right or on the bottom where the light would not hit. Now it's time for highlights, and I couldn't find a light bluish color that really matched these blues that I used, so I used white. And I do think it ends up being too bold. So if you're using colors, make sure to use a light tone of whatever color you use for your fill. Really, the only time when white looks good is if you did your fill with grays, but I just couldn't find a color that matched this fill. And all we're doing here is just going around the edge of every light colored section. Then it's time for a drop shadow. We're using black for this and just adding a drop shadow to the exterior of the dark areas. And then I just made some minor adjustments here. I did an extra dark stroke along the edges of the dark areas with my fill color, the dark color. And then I just made sure my highlights were super straight, and you can see what a big difference it made. And this just goes to show the more perfect you get it, the better the beveled effect will look.